make sure to follow the MetaJax at Twitter, and also make sure to follow for more Metaverse music happening in this next 72 hours. So make sure you follow Metaverse Music Fest on Twitter at MVMF Presents. We have a couple of awesome things planned for you all, and it's super epic. Don't forget to get your POAP. It's still live. It's for the kickoff. There'll be more POAPs to come, but you must attend and be live and present and listening in and being active. Thank you all so much. Once again, this was Jack's Hideaway and MVMF. If anybody from the team wants to jump in and let us know what's gonna happen next, Mighty My, one of you guys.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate
Yeah.
that. A little bit of jazz to kick the pre-show off, even though it's all like a pre-show, I guess. But I was gonna ask, are we doing?
That was amazing.
It was. That was my first time actually seeing that as well. So, but I was gonna say, are we staying in here? Or are we going to Tokensmart?
Honestly, I don't know. I'll be straightforward with you. I'm just laying down now.
Love it.
Totally jazz mellowed out. That's usually how I actually do wind up in like, what is it? Yeah, Thursdays, because usually I have a big long day and then I finish it up just chilling with Jack's Jazz. Nothing better, I'll tell you. But yeah, I don't know the plan after this. I think we're winging it from here on out.
And here we are. What do we do now?
Beginning of the festival on We Wing It. I mean, to be honest, like that's probably pretty accurate. But I mean, I don't know. Do we want to do a little intro in here? I feel like we're gonna do an intro to the festival like 17 times, but yeah, I mean, this is it, I guess. At least it's the pre get up. I mean, I know tomorrow we got a pretty packed day, so tomorrow there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. But maybe we can just talk about what to expect for the next 3 days, and maybe a bit about how we got here. I don't know, Mighty. What do you want to do? How you want to run it?
Yeah, I'm totally fine with all that. I had just in mind to drive the traffic for Tokensmart as well. That's but I'm totally fine with doing it here. So I rely on you.
Yeah, whatever's easiest. I'm cool to do both too. It's
Yeah.
totally up to you. Me and you would have to be in the other chat room together though. Wherever we go, we would have to go separate. But we could keep everybody. People could still stay in the MVMF Discord because we have a separate stream with sessions up here, streaming the audio. So we could, in theory, do it. But totally up to you guys.
Sandy, what do you think?
I mean,
yeah.
So I just went over and hopped into the Tokensmart Discord, and Carolina already said, "Come join us here," and drop the MVMF Presents Discord. And that was right after I had dropped the Twitter. So I think Carolina just made the call. Very nice executive decision there. I like that. Forward thinking, just roll with whatever. We rock hard.
I love it.
So we're here, and that's where we are. MVMF Presents. First Genesis festival ever. You are here with us, making history.
Hell yeah!
Can someone tag everyone in our Discord?
Maybe did we blast a little tweet ski out or anything? Maybe we can just get everybody here, just shove one deep down the Twitter throats.
We are ready.
And also, Easy mentioned. I think you did at least. You mentioned history. We got the stream down. That's unideal, or is that normal?
If we stay
I think
here,
that was
that's
just
not
the
a problem.
Jack's stream.
Okay. Yeah. And if we stay in MVMF Discord, that's
the
not
C
a problem.
session one. Oh, okay. Am I tripping? No, it still says browser encountered an error.
Yeah, but we should be still good.
Okay,
it was just for the solution if we were going to Tokensmart.
Okay.
So we're good.
Well, okay. So if assuming that the stream is fire, maybe just speaking of history and coming from Tokensmart, maybe it's a good place to start. Just taking us back. How did we get here, Mighty? I mean, it's such an interesting time frame for me personally because it's October 28th. Um, I don't want to go too deep, and I don't want to make this a big sad fest, but I feel like everybody here is pretty much internal. A lot of people, some people are here for the pre kickoff show here, which is the kickoff show. I just keep calling it the pre show, whatever. But a year ago, I was just a brand new to the crypto world. I felt so inspired by it. I almost felt like I did understand it. I had what's called Dunning-Kruger syndrome. When you just learn about something and you feel like you just like get it. But little did I know what was going to happen over the course of the next year. From so much, and it just led me down so many rabbit holes. But one of those main things that drew me in and really brought me into what a Web3 community was like was Tokensmart. And I mean, honestly, I could shout out Sandy directly here because Sandy did reach out to me, I think, on Twitter. I remember it, and you were like, "Yo, come on in. Let's get you for a live show." I was just playing guitar, and we did that. Next thing you know,
I remember those early days.
yeah, and next thing you know, we're doing the New Year's Eve show, which is obviously 2 months later. A lot of things happened in between there, just getting to know everybody, and Mighty and I just had a set, and we kind of both, I think, didn't know what we were gonna do for the New Year's Eve set. So we were like, "Hey, do you want to like do it together?" So that's what we did. And during that show, we were like, "Hey, let's do a podcast together." And then we actually ended up doing that for the last 7 months, and that's what led to where we are today. And I'll let Mighty pick it up from there as to what happened after we started the Mighty My show and what spawned one day on a call.
Yeah, I'm just updating the title on the screen. I need to get used to that. Okay,
I can let you update. I mean, if you want me to.
No, it's good. Now it says MightyMai's Kickoff, so that's official. And that's I am missing the words to describe what we are living. Actually, I think I will find those later in the future when I will be digesting and taking a step back after all the crazy effort that this space is doing in general, just to change things, change lives, and change the world. Because you can really feel from the core, the true ones, the what drives this energy is really, an answer to an imperfect world, trying to get it better. And so all tools in the world are neutral, so you can harm and you can do good with whatever thing in the world. But the blockchain really is a game changer to give the opportunity to change change the game in a good way. And there's also a spiritual war going on, because obviously everyone realized that evil forces will also try to use this tool to their advantage, and that's what drives the energy from the whole community to try to win that battle as fast as possible. I feel like there's a race or something like that, in trying to change the world in a good way. So this is what personally led me into the discovering the Web3, etc. And at some point I had so much ideas in mind to do stuff inspired that I wanted to do a show at some point. Like, I started this map to try to map the music and blockchain early industry, because it was possible at the time. Now it's getting a little bit more complicated, but it's still possible. So I started to map the music and blockchain space, and at some point I really wanted to talk about it in some way. And around me and my local area, there was not really much people with who I could talk about it, because they were all kind of taking me as crazy. And so I found people online in this community to talk about it. So I wanted to make this show, but I didn't felt like doing it alone, like a YouTuber, where I would have been alone speaking to myself. This is really not the vibe I was looking for. And that's where we met and really connected. And of course, there were a lot of coincidences and magic happening in the space, so that it got us closer together. I wanted to give a shout out to Connie Digital, who's joined us, who is the first musician I met into the space, and who helped me a lot to understand this world and give me always good advices. And at some point, we saw your name, Maiworld, somewhere on Twitter. It was you just popped somewhere, and like always, I click on new links. When there's music that I can hear, so it helped me see stuff, and I don't know, just exploring the web very well. And so I remember I saw your name, and we haven't talked, but a few days or weeks later, I can remember Connie hit me and he said, I've spotted a guy. Maybe you should look into it. And I was like, hey, yeah, I know this name. I've seen it on Twitter, but I don't know much about it. And from then we said, hi, how are you? I'm in music. I like blockchain. Okay. And here we are. So there's been a long way. And it's not even a year, but we've made so much stuff together that yeah, we need.
What's going on over there? Sorry, hold on.
We
I had to
good.
mute him. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that's how we got here, and obviously Tokensmart was a big piece into this, all of this, like what brought us. That's what. Sorry, I'm still tired. Like I haven't slept a lot, but that's where we met and started to work together, do this show, and actually connect with an audience that understands blockchain, that is interested to take part in the conversation as well. That's why I finally ended up liking Discord, because I did want to go there first, but I like the ability from anyone to chime in into the conversation and be able to, create alchemy and some magic from a topic you like to talk about and to share with. So that's really the combination between the tool and the Tokensmart community and energy that made it happen. And that's where we met everyone from the crew who is working on the MVMF. And yeah, here we are. So big shout out to Tokensmart and everything they're doing, the whole crew, and a big thanks to having trust us about our work and our dedication to do things the right way.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, you said a lot of beautiful things there. I mean, it's just yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that like really draws us to this is just it's almost like what drew us here was like the lack of intense connection that I think this world brings in a weird way. It allows us to connect just with people that we never would be able to otherwise. I mean, obviously that's like the internet as a whole, but there's something about this space, even as early as we still kind of are, even a year ago, it's like the people that were here and understood it. It was a certain type of thinker, a certain type of person. And I think that it allowed us to all like find each other at a very crucial time period. And I don't think I mean, obviously you could say it's coincidental or whatever it is, but I mean, just seeing like how far it's all come and just what we've all done together just this far, and we're just getting started in a lot of ways. I mean, I know I'm just getting started, and I know that so are you. And what'd you say?
I found back the very moment where I
doing massive collaboration.
where we talked about it for the first time, because to resume the idea to create this open model festival, this open festival, is based out of the Tokensmart's work to have organized this New Year's Eve and at the 31st of December 2020, and their intention to bring the music community OGs to participate into a 24-hour event. And that was very cool because it's already 24-hour non-stop. Sounds like a crazy thing, and something fun as well. So I don't know, we were there and they asked us and we were like, okay, let's go, just for the fun of it. But yeah, a few months later, like in July, looking back at the 6 months between the New Year's Eve and July, more especially this time frame correspond to the boom of the NFT space toward the mainstream world. The Beeples were early January, and the snowball effect that really put a spotlight onto the NFT world in general. And so 6 months after, looking back at the New Year's Eve event, it was kind of weird to be like that it wasn't been done again in really like that with the metaverse dimension, because I know people do events on Discord or on Twitch, etc. But combining all these tools to create this very particular energy that we know and mastered weeks after week really is different from doing a festival just on Discord or doing a festival on Twitch and this is a new dimension where we can connect all these tools we start to get to know very well, the virtual worlds, the Discords, the multi-streams technology and whatnot, to create a new dimensions into this type of event where it's not only you watch the screen, you participate to the event, but you can also say, oh, I want to jump in the world and there's something happening. And so you're not stuck at the door. You can actually go beyond and explore the whole range of possibilities that this situation allows you to be. It's really like the Olympics, where you can watch it on TV, but you can also get there and have a whole different experience. And that's what inspired us this first edition of the MVMF. But yeah, I really found the very first moment I talked about it, so 6 months after the New Year's Eve, and because this very moment should be minted as an NFT, I believe, this minute of talk. And because sometimes I look back, especially these weeks, I was like, what have I done there? Just genuinely speaking about it and where we are right now. So maybe I can play the very short sample when I emitted the idea.
Oh, you have it?
And yeah, I have it queued. And then that's the
Nice.
moment where right after you were like, okay, let's go. I'm doing a form, and then the next hour where we were extrapolating on everything that we could do, and that's a very cool moment. But yeah, let me play this sample very, very quick. As well, but as well as organizing, I was thinking like a music festival. I'm quite surprised that there wasn't already something like a crypto music festival within the metaverse, like something really official in terms of this is a music festival, and organizing I don't know, some economics around that. That can be, I think we have definitely enough talent to make like a 48-hour lineup, that is crazy, that runs 24 hours two times, with the only great music and a lot of traffic. There's the sponsors, there's enough people to make this happen and create the first sort of Metapalooza. They used this word for the B20, but I felt like it was
kind of out of the purpose. So we should take that Meta Palooza brand, and do or create another one, but really do a crypto music festival in the metaverse. I think this is something that can be pretty successful, pretty quality, if it's organized within the community. And yeah, I think it's very upcoming, like it's next. I feel it very close, and that's why I said I'm surprised that it didn't already happen this year. I think we should hang on all together to organize something like this and make it a powerful event.
What have I done there? And so I'm waiting for Mai's answer.
Throughout the web.
Dude, I think we're onto something here. Real shit. I think this is huge. Because look, I think between the two of us and between this chat and this whole group, we could easily set up some real fire shit.
Yeah.
This is because we definitely have the talent around us. We could definitely get a lot of people with a lot of different styles. We definitely have the artists. I say we do it. I mean, dude, even if we did like a weekly event or every 2 weeks or every month, we do one event that we throw, and it has all kinds of different artists. We have all kinds of different like music artists and digital artists, and we basically just invite people and we throw it in, some sort of metaverse place that's popular, and maybe we switch it every week or whatever. But look, this idea excites me.
Yeah, it's
I like this
combining,
idea a lot.
and so it goes on and on and on. Then,
Jesus,
dude, this idea.
wait.
Yeah.
I can't tell whenever it's the playing and whenever it's you actually
Yeah,
talking.
now it's me. Yeah, it's over.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's hilarious. I totally hate hearing myself talk, but it is what it is. That's just like, I guess that's me, huh?
Yeah,
But
that's for the memory.
but no, that one, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Carly says, I love hearing your talk. I'll take that. I appreciate that.
But yeah,
But I mean, look, I think if you, how long is that total? The whole clip?
the one I just played is, I think it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, could we tokenize that? I mean, shit.
Yeah.
That, and then that, if you did the one where we're in the New Year's Eve chat as well, where we spawned the idea of the Mighty My show, because I know we did that live on the New Year's Eve show. We were just
Maybe. I'm
you
not.
stitch those
Yeah.
together. That'd be wild. Easy says you're great. Yeah,
I will be looking for it. Yeah, maybe I have that. But yeah, so now 4 months later, I mean, that's in this very moment that I just played that we connected with Natalie, Lindsay, Easy. When I was rewatching at the screen, I saw you all there at the time, and I was like, yeah, that's really what happened. I don't know, but we were there and we connected around this idea, and then it was just for fun. We started to talk about it, and we on the road. It sounded like we were making it, like by trying to elaborate what the processes would be, etc. We finally ended up making it by mistake, so to speak. So yeah, easy. We created a monster. I say that to me sometimes, but I mean it's a beautiful monster from everything I've seen out of it since day one. So I'm more than happy to see this idea clicking with the right people at the right time. This is definitely an opportunity for many things that I can not necessarily express right now, but I mean, an opportunity for us to make an impact and defend the mindset that we are building with since I entered this community, and the type of mindset I want to stay with, because it inspires me, because I feel honored to be able to interact with that much talent, artists, thanks to this space, and what I just described, like this combination of different tools that create another layer and a very different energy than just being on one platform. So, and we all know that pretty well. And yeah, 4 months later, we ended up with like 30 stages and more. Yeah, like dozens of use cases, all more interesting one to another. We have a main portal, so that's where I wanted to invite people right now, because the idea of the festival is that we go from one place to another while we stream the content, and actually materialize this dimension of that I'm talking about. So here, to access the portal, the link is mvmf.online, and you should be dropped at the portal, and we can meet there to explore this venue.
It's actually not a bad,
I
not
see
a bad
DJ
idea. Way to start it. A little field trip action.
DJ Lethal Skills is in the house saying hello. Shout out to
Who
you,
is it?
because he's been cooking a lot of crazy stuff for the festival. And the outfit is dope. Something we can talk about is the whole dimension of the trends, the fashion, etc. amongst the festival. Look, everyone is coming in the room. Sandy, I love your new head and your outfit as well. And that's what's up. It's like Facebook is trying to say, it's social medias on steroids, and it really allows a lot of things that we couldn't simply do before on the internet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just like speaking on all that, should we give like maybe a little rundown on what all obviously we're gonna just probably keep running over this stuff because there's so much going on, but maybe we could talk about some of the things that you could even do right now. But yeah, I mean, even just like a little field trip wouldn't be a bad idea. I just noticed that you guys were actually in the portal, and I was like, damn, I should hop in. I just feel like my computer might break if I do that, but
No, but don't take the risk if you feel so. That's okay. So join
I can
us.
kind of I can live vicariously through the Twitch stream though.
And so let's resume.
So did
Do
we
you want to start with what's going to happen during the festival? Easy is
Yeah, I was gonna
blasting
say,
smileys.
did we so yeah, there's one thing for sure is that there are going to be a good amount of giveaways during this festival. A lot of opportunities to just basically show up, do a few things, and have a chance to win some cool prizes. Whether that's some wearables, or maybe even some NFTs. You never know. Who knows? You might even win something really crazy. But there's also a very rare item that Whale has incorporated. I don't know exactly what this is yet, but there is a guest book. Well, there's going to be a guest book tomorrow, hopefully, where you can sign and you will be entered in to win a very rare wearable, or something of very rare sorts. They haven't necessarily picked it out of their collection yet, but long story short, lots of giveaways are just going to be going on throughout this whole entire event. I would honestly love to do some during this kickoff. I just don't know what we have the green light. I just don't know what we have the green light to do and whatnot just yet. So I can't promise anything, but who knows? Stick around, you might might get a little something. Who knows? I don't know personally.
I also heard there's some Meta Factory gear coming.
Oh man.
Uh-huh.
Are we playing Squid Game right now? Shout out to Connie in the chat. You know, Connie, you don't have to be here, you know, but he's just here, giving us that support and I appreciate that. And yeah, no, I also remember when we were talking about the intro and like basically just how we got here. Um, yeah, no, Connie's been Connie and Mighty were both basically the first two people that I had any real personal, I would say, connection with in the Web3 space. It was just more than just like, hey, what's up? You building too? Like, what are you doing? Like, we actually had like a lot of cool in-depth conversations. In fact, I know Mighty and ours. I literally have it recorded. I was recording everything at that time in time of my existence, and I just remember having that one. I actually think I have Connie's as well, but yeah, it's pretty. It's just maybe one day we'll share that stuff, but yeah, it's good stuff to see everybody here. Creepy, he says. Yeah, no, it was a yeah. I mean, it's a strange life by yourself, but um, but yeah, nonetheless, we made it far. So I'm excited to just basically explore and do some cool shit throughout the next 3 days. Lots of giveaways, lots of dope performances.
Lots of venues.
Yeah, lots of venues. Almost too many venues, but lots of venues. Lots of cool
And
builds.
there's going to be more in the future. Yeah. And yeah, we it was crazy also to bring together not only musicians but builders, very various profiles across the space, and expertise that are really priceless when it comes to build this type of thing. And so there's many stuff that at the beginning thinking of that idea. That's why I wasn't committed to do it the next day. That's the fun part of the story, is that the next day after talking about it, my went at me and kind of yelling like, "What are you doing? Are you not thinking about it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but how? I'm not going to do that on my own. You neither, etc." But finally, it stayed in my mind, and it's just day after day seeing one people coming to help, another one, and then this leading into 500 people in the Discord, all interacting to each other to bring the best possible, just to make it happen, because everyone wants to see it happening. Like, that was mind blowing. That was the most mind blowing part. Like, I wouldn't have expected this to be possible. First, I would have expected, from coming from the traditional world, to find a community that is open, to build as easily as it is possible in the Web3 world. But then having this new dimension where you not only connect to people but have can have a resonance around an idea, because it's just not about being an influencer or whatever. It's building, and when something is excited to be built, then this very same space transform itself into a monster that just get it done. And that's the most mind-blowing part, where I wouldn't have expected anything that happened. Literally, I would have expected to see this in the future from the outside world, like someone executing this idea, wherever in the world, but that it would have been us. I not that I don't believe in us all, but yeah, I couldn't have expected it. That's really impressive, and that's also what makes me very engaged in this space and giving my best, because really what I receive back, I'm not asking for it, but I receive it 100 times, and that's really beautiful. Like, I'm every day honored and try to respect as much as I can every interactions I have and opportunities. So, and yeah, here we are. That's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like that's what we could just keep saying at the end of it. It's like, here we are.
Yeah,
Here we are.
yeah.
Kind
It
of
is
like the
what it
school
is.
dance. It's kind of like the school dance when you're in middle school. You know, you're both on both sides, just sitting there. Here we are. You know, you got all the plans beforehand. You're like, I'm gonna go up to her and I'm gonna be like, hey, you want to dance or whatever. When the slow song comes on, and now here we are at the dance, and we're just staring at each other across the dance floor, empty dance floor.
I mean, that's an interesting question coming with it is who we are. As of, we started with a few people, and then we invited, maybe we thought it could be possible to invite another artist to say maybe you could join, but it went up into higher spheres where at some point we were kind of able beyond our behalf to like talk and with with bigger communities, like you mentioned Whale. There's also big actors in the space from the music side, like Emanate, Catalog, and others that has responded to the call and you know looking at it thought it looks legit and not because who are we for these bigger entities to stop by and say, hey, we're interested to do something and participate. So that were a turning point where once this call, was answered by the bigger actors from the space, it was really both motivating and telling a lot from what the idea actually was or is. So and it accelerated and amplified really the noise, and that's also a lot thanks to that this festival can be a great success, because it's not only a bunch of friends that throw their events. Like we finally really onboarded a lot of the community into this event for the hope that it represents, and the life that it brings into the metaverse and amongst this very community.
Yeah, I love it. Very deep. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, just shout out to everybody that's on the call too. A lot of the crew is here right now, joined with us. Of course, we'll have a more of a final session on the last day where maybe we'll just get everybody on the crew to come up and we'll give each crew member $1 million.
Yeah, I wish if only we had tickets. But yeah,
Right,
some
right. I
stuff
mean, do
happened.
we
That
want
was
to
part of the
talk about it?
journey. Yeah, that was part of the journey. Absolutely. That the inspirations from the whole community went into dreams. Really, like if we dream about this idea, like, let's not dream small. Let's dream big and see how far this idea can lead to. And so a lot of ideas were thrown on the table, and once we decided to say, okay, we need to set a date, a moment where it's going to happen or it will never happen. So we decided to put the challenge into 4 months, and that is quite short for the scale of what we're doing. And so we had to decide regarding the different resources that manifested itself in the Discord, how to handle the manpower into making actually things happen and scale down to what's possible compared to what's not, because we wouldn't have the power to. So part of these ideas, we started to work on them because it looked like they were possible. Even if it was going to be like a race or something, very short, but it was still possible. And sometimes you have an unexpected situation where last minute it cannot happen because there's obviously not enough time, and a lot of people worked on this idea. So that's part of of the learnings where sometimes a lot of things we could make those and make them pretty decent, and even let them to the destination. A lot of things were done greatly, but a few other ideas were not necessarily all possible to put in place. I'm thinking even like for the wearables, for example, or the tickets. There's many things we wanted to put in place that necessitated time and organization to actually make it as in the logic of the idea. So a community owned festival, an open model. So if we were to edit NFTs, then we would have need a DAO, for example, a decentralized autonomous organization, which is a tool that allows different people from across the world to basically create a company, a decentralized company where there's a bank account and you can manage the funds within the community. And so these types of tools requires, again, expertise and time to set up and to think, because you don't want to make too much mistake if you run into such a scale project. So yeah, it's there's a lot of moving pieces, definitely 1,000. But at some point we had to let it go. Like, okay, this is still incredible, all that we created together and were able to together. But it's just the lessons as well to get to know us better for work. Because to precise, this was my vision for last year for the music community, is that there's a lot of crews that has put a foot into the Web3 world, but it's kind of like you're at the ball and everyone is not on the dance floor yet, and you kind of look at each other and you don't know if you are shy or want to go, or and so until you don't know, you don't really make the first step. And this idea of the Metaverse Festival was Metaverse Music Festival was that very first step where we actually stepped on the dance floor and actually see how each dance moves come together. If we can create some alchemy, etc. But at a way larger scale that the entire music community has ever been able to. And this whole adventure during these 4 months, it's so incredible how many people met each other. There were like dozens of match. It was like Tinder, but for the music and blockchain community. You could just easily connect to the right people. If you don't feel the vibe, you go next, and the day after you find someone where you might, like us, Mai and I, end up working for the next year together. And I've seen a lot of connections being made right before my eyes, that I realized that these people don't know each other, and they were like, okay, I'm going to call you and then we're going to do that. And I was like, yeah, so it's creating jobs, it's creating opportunities, it's creating a lot of stuff. So the aspect about the ticket and what I mean by jobs is that initially this idea was to raise capitals for to retribute everyone that contributed to the event, whether it's builders, artists, the crew, the sponsors, and all the moving pieces being able to take part into the earnings of this festival. And so that's literally what drove our energy with the Mai. We had a lot of conversations about that over the past few months, where we we witnessed in the blockchain space some communities gathering people and then not really being fair about how the money is managed. So you take energy from people, but they are not really rewarded. And so, but to be able to create tickets to such scale event with all the settings that it needs to be done, that's where we kind of failed very last minute, whether we were about to make it. But it will lead us a lot of time to think about it properly and actually create a solid framework that will allow us to do that in even a larger scale in the future. So I'm very confident in that. Like, we were really an inch away to have the tickets. But I mean, now we're here. The best thing we can do is highlight all the great content and events and use cases that we gather together to at least respect the time everyone has put into this event to make it happen. And that was the initial engine of it, is before the money, is just everyone understanding that this opportunity to come together is it's a win-win situation, because it only makes the event bigger. It's decentralized, so it's not a third party involved into the organization of this event, and it just sets a rendezvous for the mainstream world to connect. It's a wonderful exposition to the space that we all need to accelerate our impact, or scale up, etc. So that was the first idea, and then on top of that, if we can add financials, of course, we are not here to waste time neither. So if we can build a framework that create new passes for people to earn money and change lives, that would be even a bigger dream. So yeah, a lot of things. I'm not emotional, but I know that I'm running into like tiredness after not sleeping a lot this week. So I kind of let it go and say what goes through my mind, even though you can hear that I don't express myself the best and you can feel the tiredness. But yeah, here we are again. And I want to shout out everyone in the chat joining already. Who would have thought that were going to be so much people? It's 5 in the morning here, 6 in the morning here in France. So we are late. We're kind of doing a low-key kickoff, but that also allows us to test things out, etc., to be ready to stream for the next 72 hours, kind of non-stop, I hope, if we don't have too much troubles, and actually make an enjoyable main live stream from where people would be able to join us in world wherever we jump across the weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Wow. Yeah, dude. You said a lot there, but I mean, I could completely agree with everything that you're saying, man. One thing in particular that I like really gravitated towards and resonated with was like, at the end of the day, like this whole event and us throwing this event and us what we've done up to this point, regardless of how the MVMF turned out at all. Like, let's just pretend it's November 2nd. Whatever. It doesn't really matter how it turned out. I think the biggest thing is that we've garnered the community that we've already had and all joined together to work on one common goal. And of course, there's plenty of learning opportunities in that, and just seeing like a group of people be all inspired for the same reason and just work hard to do that, even though it might not have been perfect. And we're 2 hours into the actual show. Like, we don't know. Tomorrow we might be bumping. Who knows? We don't know what the situation will be, but we might have the tickets. Who knows? Everything might turn around by tomorrow. But either way, we've learned and we've achieved so much. I just feel like we're definitely going to be able to take this and build 10 times more the next time, because I just feel like that's the thing that we're really building here is a network of people that all agree and believe in the same thing. And that's what we're here to do, is just to build on top of that moral belief. And that's like that's kind of what I was saying earlier. It's like that's what the Web3 world kind of like draws in, that type of person. And this is like just where we are now. Um, just creating the future, you know, as cliche as that is, because we're all here. So we're all doing that individually and together, but it's just great, and it feels good to like be able to do it with a group of people. And you know, this is just the first one. No matter what, we've already won in a way, you know what I mean? So that's exciting. That's exciting for sure, because there's just so much more to be done in this space, and so much more to get right the second time. You know, if we might have had an extra month, which maybe we rushed it, but at the same time, that rush caused us to come up with deadlines, do as much as we could, and get things done. So it was like a practice run almost. You know, it's just a big practice. It's just a good a good prerequisite to the fifth event, which is going to be the fifth event. That might be top. That might be guaranteed best thing you do that weekend. Where, like I said, if you were at the Mighty My show on Tuesday, for a special edition, I pretty much guaranteed everybody that this would be your second. This is the second best thing you're gonna do this weekend, hands down. If you attend this event, this is automatically number 2. There's probably gonna be one other thing that you do that is more enjoyable than this, and you'll probably talk about how you went to this at that. You'll be like, you know, because it'll creep into your mind. You're gonna be there, you're gonna be having a good time, and you're gonna be like, you know, I was at this Metaverse event earlier. It was pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna hop back when I go home tonight. And
Yeah.
that's what it's gonna be.
That's why we
But
need
hey,
also to blast social medias all day, all, you know, if we can figure out who's going to blast tweets and and
right. Well, we've been so busy building that, you know,
we'll all
ultimately,
do a
and just
little bit, but
working and just talking to people and just dealing with everything. It's like
yeah.
it's been hard for us to just sit back and say, "Let me make a tweet," you know.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, I think that's a crucial part. You know, if we want to be, you know, play that game. You know, it's just a tactic. You know, but I think Twitter can definitely have some wildfire moments that really pull in a bunch of people.
Yeah, Natalie is on the case, so we're good.
And there you go.
And
I'm on the case right now of rolling up my 19th spliffy of the day. That's
Mal,
it.
and I mean, dude, Mighty, both of y'all, this is Andy, man. I think everything that you're doing, this is going to be extraordinary. I think y'all don't even realize how many people are going to be starting to flood just from the tweets we're doing right now and stuff. And like, hey, how can we get in the next one? And boom, boom, boom. Like, man, you're going to be overloaded this weekend. Like, as far as I feel like what I saw tonight with y'all doing the preview, I am blown away. I thank y'all for everything you've done. This is going to be amazing. I know there's going to be some hiccups, but it's only hiccups that we get to see behind the scenes. In a lot of cases, what we're going to bring to a lot of people is a new experience they've never seen. Not the musicians, not the fans they bring to them. So thank you all for what you're doing. Thank you for every hour you put into this, the blood, sweat, and tears. You're gonna make this happen, man. And I believe in y'all as far as this. This is just the beginning.
yeah, really, thank
yeah.
you, Andy.
Yeah, thanks.
You've been an incredible help all throughout the adventure, and you were there from the very early days as well. And yeah, you unlocked a lot of situations. That's yeah, thank you a lot too, because without you, that wouldn't have been possible for many things we worked on.
100%. Yeah. And you know, that goes for the whole crew too. Like, you know, I really appreciate what you
Yes.
what you're saying, Andy. And we feel the exact same way. I can guarantee it. It's dope. But and you know, it's so funny. We were like, hey, let's not do this on the kickoff. We'll do this at the end. But I feel like that's kind of what this is, almost our break. You know, I think up until right now, every single crew member that's on the call, or anybody that's been a part of this, that's on the call right now, this might be the first moment that in like the last week or two that you've really been like, all right, I'm chill. Like, not even chill.
Yeah.
You just know, like, everybody I've been working with and everybody I've been doing stuff for, it's like I can kind of like just sit in it for a little bit And I think I feel very
But me too. I
comfortable
feel
in it.
good. Like, yeah, I feel
Feels
good
good
right
in
now.
there. Feels
Yeah.
good in here. You know what I mean?
I have all the stress away. Like we won't be able to, do more, and we are having this beautiful stream. That's what we were looking for, to show to the world all that's going on in the metaverse, and we have the metaverse that we can go in at any time, and all these incredible, you know, I was thinking of it, on Instagram, about to post a story or something like that, and I was like, teasing that we're doing this festival, and I didn't do it, but I was thinking about doing a second story saying, "Don't ask me the lineup; you will only learn new things." So don't expect to see a name that you will know on this lineup, because that's the
It's
point, that
so
there is no one.
it's so interesting you say that, and I feel like maybe this is something we could chat about for a second. Is just how much different the mindset of your average Instagram user is from what we're doing here, and for the average person that would just come and just chill and do this type of thing. Like, in a lot of ways, they're just so different, and they like you probably stopped yourself because it's like the people that might even be interested in what your story would say, they would more or less have more of a thought about it rather than actually dive in and actually experience it. I feel like Instagram, like in Web3, just simply do not line up whatsoever. Uh, but it's yeah, I don't know. I think that. Do you think that at all like affected, like subliminally, you might have like felt like that? Because man, like I have no desire to ever do anything on Instagram at all with Web3, because I just feel like that's such a disconnected world playing a way disconnected game, a way different game, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I agree totally, but it's gonna get the connection at some point. Like people on Instagram will finally get it, but when, it's not right now.
Well,
And yeah,
I mean, that's a good yeah, that's another good question. It's like when do you see it happening, and will they have the same perspective we do? Because I keep going back to like the same moral principle that like brought this community together, and that's kept this many people here for this long, and people who have been here way earlier than even I got here. And I felt like a year ago it was right before I felt like it was like even like a trend. And I felt so early in a way, but I was like, how do people not get this? And it was just such a disconnect. And I wonder, when it does get to that point where it connects, how much will have changed,
hmm
and how much will that have changed to accommodate that person rather than accommodate the people who have been here, if you know what I mean? And like the structure in which it's built now versus how it might be built in the future to accommodate and make the barrier to entry much much simpler. And I think that's going to open the floodgates in a totally different way and change everything very quickly. But I mean, who knows? I'm just, this is something that I've always thought of, is I feel like when the flood happens, the people who come in from the flood are not going to have the same mentality that we had. By like not even
yeah,
close.
yeah. But I think that's part of the war as well, that will happen between, corporations trying to take over the blockchain and create an illusion of metaverse, but not the actual metaverse that we know today. And so I can see people on Instagram jumping into the Facebook metaverse and, having infinite rooms and whatnot, but don't really perceive that the metaverse is, this open, bigger world, outside of Facebook, that we understand the effort that it represents to get there and actually understand it. We've been through that, and we can tell that's definitely take energy from people to get it and actually realize the scope that it has. But once Facebook will drop the metaverse, I think they will understand what it's about and probably get in there, but not. Maybe they won't get out of this Facebook metaverse, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's kind of what I mean, in the sense, like, if Facebook is the thing that brings them in, everybody here knows that we talking about later tonight. Oh, dude, yeah. This topic's gonna go crazy. Honestly, this
Yeah.
bullish or bear, not the plug, but one of the shows that you guys can definitely get excited about. Connie actually has 2 sets tomorrow. One set pre-recorded, and we're gonna do a little chatting. And then also we have the Bullish or Bearish show, which is a fan favorite. I feel like this is a show that brings the guns, and we have some pretty cool giveaways. I might be giving away something, but it depends. I might be doing an IOU, but either way, I'm giving away something cool as well. So I think that's going to be a show to tune into. But yeah, the Facebook and the Metaverse, if they come in through the Facebook Metaverse, we all know that that's a bad entry point. That's
Mhm.
like you're getting in with the wrong guys. And this is what I mean. Like, they're gonna come in through a different portal. They're gonna understand it a totally different way. And I definitely see that being what basically really will change the space. Because whatever economics play within the Facebook metaverse, it will bleed into the rest of the metaverse in terms of how the economies of both of those work. Which, I mean, might be a frightening thought, because really what I would guess, my theory would be that what Facebook would ultimately do is they would undercut the market in every aspect, because I mean, I think the crypto world is a pretty expensive space in some respects. If you're very involved, a lot of these things are not necessarily cheap for digital assets sake. And I think what Facebook might do is they might undercut all of that with some secondary blockchain that they created, or whatever it is that's basically not on Ethereum. And then what that's going to do is it's going to make people used to that. And then when they see this, they're going to be like, oh, I'm not doing that. That's too expensive. It'll still have a legacy aspect, but I'm afraid what that will do is it'll change the dynamic so much that the mainstream will have a totally different game being played that will probably be very similar to the current, just with tokenomics drawn in. So maybe a bit of a pessimistic thought, but just something I think about with all of that going
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I can't wait the bullish and bearish show tomorrow, or later tonight, right? But
I mean, it's definitely tomorrow. I mean, it's literally it's
it's
literally
on
20
Friday,
hours away, 21
but
hours
we're
away from now.
Friday here already.
But right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess if that's the case. I mean, Connie's on the East Coast. That's like something I would expect maybe you to say, or it's anybody that's like 6 hours ahead of me.
Yeah, we're Friday already.
I know it's Friday, but it's really Thursday night.
Yeah.
My God. Join us, Connie. This is open chat. Come on. No pressure. No pressure.
Man, I'm over here cracking up, man. I didn't want to turn on the mic. Just laughing.
Shout out to Connie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is it's a good what I love about these types of events that we're throwing is that we can basically just we're like doing it like almost with and for ourselves in a way. And I think that's what's like the most fun. Not saying we're doing it selfishly, but it's just like, the fact that you can just hop on the mic, start chatting with us, like, it's just like this is what I want to be doing,
Man,
Still
it's
hard
super
work.
fun. Super impressed by everything you guys have been able to pull off thus far, and excited to watch everything unfold over the next 3 days. It is Friday, by the way. So
It is Friday. I'll give you that. It is Friday. It is October 29th, the Friday.
yeah,
Yeah,
what is time?
one thing I
What is
wanted to highlight is that you were like an incredible support for the MVMF all along, and helped a lot, even if it was silently, because one thing, we had a lot of unexpected manifestation across these past 4 months, like really angels coming out of nowhere doing miracles, and I can identify a few that really were incredible to see, like, and especially I'm talking about the Decentraland Metaverse Festival that we had the luck to be part of, thanks to you, and because that really I think created a bonus combo for what the attraction and what the space is, and this event that and a lot of unexpected things happened. Like it was supposed to be earlier this month, and then it was postponed to the week just before the MVMF. So that created a lot of coincidences that were not expected, and finally created a lot of resonance that I believe are very strong for this community to have a spotlight, and everyone played the game for it to happen, whether it's us working toward highlighting the community when you invited us to help you curate this stage that Decentraland allowed us to build, because you could have done something else with that stage, and together we chatted about it, and we agreed on the fact that it would be a good opportunity to highlight the OG music community and people working toward the space that were not necessarily represented initially in the Decentraland Festival or invited by Decentraland themselves. So that's where we thought about that bridge, that okay, we have a stage, what do we do with it, and why not considering the idea to highlight the community? And then the MVMF idea happened, and so why not brand it like the Smash stage, but sponsored by MVMF, just letting hint that this is the community that is behind this stage and putting the work towards the Web3 world. And yeah, I had a lot of feedbacks from the Decentraland Festival that was curious about what MVMF was, and definitely some, when I say bonus combo, is that we all witnessed that this month there were a lot of events happening all around the place in the Metaverse, whether it's the Decentraland Festival, the MVMF, but also a lot of other things. A little bit earlier, there was the Snoop Dogg event in the Sandbox. And so you could really feel that the idea is in the air, whether before the July, no one was talking about it. And so just in a few months, the community got together, but not only the community, you could really feel like the whole world is working on live music right now, etc. So all that combined creates out there a sort of hype that the MVMF in the middle of that hype really is a distinct and different beast that all the other things that people are working on, and that's what is exciting, and that we will find out on November 1st and after, during the debrief. How does the MVMF situate itself amongst all this activity that happened around it? So yeah, just wanted to shout out your work and help and support all along, and since we met, of course.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's like you said, it's been a wild ride. Like none of this, well, I don't want to say none of it was planned, but a lot of it was happenstance, right? Especially with the Decentraland festival that just happened last week. Like you said, it was postponed 2 weeks. It was supposed to happen earlier in October and kind of give some breathing room for the event that's going to kick off today rather, with the MVMF. And so yeah, we didn't really have that breathing room. We're kind of jumping in this week off the heels of the Metaverse Festival in Decentraland, but it's great. I think the momentum is cool. People are recognizing the name, the brand. I was really just trying to highlight that as much as possible in the Decentraland world, because I knew they would have, bigger names and eyes and, just a more mainstream sort of audience. And being able to highlight you guys and this project, I was happy to do it. And yeah, I'm super excited. Super tired right now too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, bullish. I'm bullish on MVMF.
Yeah. Do you have the soundboard, Mai? Get the soundboard ready for tomorrow.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know how loud that was, but
it worked.
yeah.
Shout out to
No.
Easy, man.
Hell yeah. Are you matchmaking in the Are you
Chill, B.
matchmaking in the
Chill. What up, Carolina?
I see what's going on in this chat right here.
Let me chill, man. I'm about to cut my mic off.
Let's just before you cut your mic off, why don't you answer your own question?
What you said now?
I said, why don't you answer your own question?
What was my question?
Are you single out here?
I'm digital, baby. I'll talk to y'all later.
This weekend is going to be fun. I can feel it. But I really like the fact that, yeah, on my end, all the stress is away. I'm keeping the right stress for the things that I have to focus on. And I'm pretty confident that I can handle most of the stream with all the solutions we found. And yeah, so I might not be the best at hosting during the weekend, but yeah, I will be learning a lot, I think, from everything that's going to happen. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try my best to be as present as possible during the days. Yeah, but it's gonna be wild. I mean, we have a few people that are gonna be kind of hopping into handle some of the hosting vibes throughout the festival. I know Easy will be hopping in. We'll be doing a few things. And yeah, I'm sure. I mean, honestly, if anybody's interested in popping in during the chat, as you can already tell, I mean, this is the kickoff. We know lax vibes, but yeah, I mean, we should definitely open the invitation if anybody does want to do some hosting during some of these. Still, but yeah, absolutely. There's a couple really cool things we want to make sure that get laid out, but yeah, a lot of things are yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, what is on the near agenda? I'm curious. But Easy, you just unmuted. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm super excited. This is like, it feels like, yeah, a big kind of weight's been lifted now that we're actually into the, I mean, but still into the fest.
This is it. You know? It does feel good though. It does.
Yeah. But yeah, I've it's been crazy. It's been such a rush with so many things, so many like connections, such a far spread web has been woven through the inters, that it's kind of wild to be here now and to be like, okay, tomorrow, yeah, what is happening tomorrow? Tell me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know it is hilarious how much we should know off the top of our heads, but we're just out here making it happen. We don't even know.
A notebook.
We have some links we could click, but
yeah.
Nonetheless, I do feel what you're saying though. It is like that statement earlier. It's like we could always just keep saying, and here we are. But it is one of those moments.
Yeah. But what a great kickoff! I mean, that was really incredible to have that jazz performance, just to kind of like roll right in. It was like a very mellow way to just, it was almost like we were just fooling around testing beforehand, and I pretty much brought over the lads, like jumping the gun, and then the jazz rolled on smooth. We jumped into a couple metaverse parties. You guys have just been riffing. It's been amazing, kind of strolling through memory lane from New Year's last year to right now. Seems like, I don't know, it's just a trip.
It feels like it's been a millisecond, but at the same time, it feels like it's been a year. I mean, It has been a year. I guess I could have went a little further. I could have said 10 years or something.
Yeah,
But
but it's not even a year still. Again, it's just a few
well,
months.
Yeah, a couple months,
oh
a couple
right,
months shy.
yeah, since the New Year's the infamous New Year's Eve
Yeah.
fest that will go down in history on some levels. I mean, I think this is something that hits me, that kind of blows my mind and kind of makes me think like, man, like I should just relax because you know I know that it seems a bit grandiose to talk like this at times, but I think there's really I say this all the time. Like we could all, at the current rate that we're all working within this current space, every single person in this call, it's like we could literally fall on our faces for the next 3 years and still wake up in a better position than most people who are seeing the world right now that don't see what's going on right here. We understand what is fundamentally going to be utilized, at least the tools, in the future, and I think that gives all of us a massive uh morale boost, if nothing else, about just like where we are and what we're doing. It's kind of like why it's like, oh, we didn't get the tickets, oh, we didn't like get this perfect, blah 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 blah. It's like, at the end of the day, like we're building something and we're learning and we're growing as a group of people and learning how to take our good relationships that we've built naturally over the course of our time knowing each other in a short time too, because there's a lot of people all in different areas of the world right now sitting at their houses that all decided to work on this one idea, and just organizing it at all is like semi like impressive, but it just shows like what the potential could be if we hone in on that and what we could do next. And yeah, it's just I'm preaching, but like it's just
But even without a necessary like success in like how smooth everything goes or what kind of funds were raised or whatever, like just the having the knowledge of the process now is a
Yeah.
huge value. And then when you add the relationships that were made and forged on top of that, it's just like it's a huge investment in ourselves, the work that has gone into this from so many people.
Yeah, I keep saying this
100%.
to myself, like just us putting this challenge, even though it was short, but from all the processes that we put in place to make it happen and actually work on that with the right amount of time to, make it look good and more efficient. But tomorrow after the festival, we just will be looking at what we build, talking about the processes that we have actually a pretty decent model that we can start from, not just only the Discord, the dashboard, everything we worked on, all the forums, we went through this and saw what worked, what didn't, and we can elaborate a lot from there right after the festival and actually realize the amount of work that we put, because it was a lot of the time during these past 4 months was trying to retro engineer what it would look like, pretty much starting from nowhere. And that's where sometimes we got lost, like, do we use this tool or this one? And we lost a little bit of time trying to figure out which tool is best, etc. But and even though it's not perfect, we can already start from what we have and say, okay, this is how we should look like in the future, how we can do it differently and better, etc. But having necessarily a foundation of all the work that will be, still existing right after the festival, like the drives and everything we created won't disappear like that. It's just like the best reference we can look back at and actually say, okay, I identify how we can improve this, and yeah, we have the knowledge. It's in our hands now. So the best use we do of that, the better it is. We can take advantage of that.
is.
Yeah.
It really is. It's in our own hands. No, that's it right there. Hands of the Holy Grail. But yeah, dude, it is really like that. It's crazy to think like, I mean, I was about to say it doesn't really matter, but like point is, you think like, oh, I'll never see the next big thing before it happens. Every big thing has happened. But in a lot of ways, this is incredible to me because this is definitely the next big thing, and we're all here building on it. It's like that's what I mean. It's like we're just so we're so ahead, even though we feel behind because we're surrounded by fucking super geniuses that are well connected and they make shit happen. It's like we're in a great space with great people that are building great things, and it's like that kind of like energy just builds just greatness. And I just feel like I mean, like I'm not trying to hype it once again, but like it's just like I just see the potential here.
No, it's kind of it's kind of unstoppable. Like something has already
Right.
started here
Right.
that we could all like, fall off a bridge or something, but there would still be the momentum that's carried on this wave that's already started from what's happened so far. And then I think it's gonna be pretty dope. And then we'll be, after this, I mean, we already, started firing up the DAO, and then that's a goal to be focused on after, this whole festival is kind of wrapped up. And then I'm sure there'll be other, it's just probably going to keep growing and growing and getting better and better and offering more people opportunity, and, maybe have less responsibility on the people that, really put their heart and soul into it, as well as millions of hours.
Yeah,
there'll
I
be
mean,
a
what time is it
bigger
your
team,
time,
more
Mighty?
help.
What is your time, Mighty? What is your time right now, Mighty?
It's 7 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you put your whole night into this. That's not my time in being in the United States. I'm still at the end of the night, and so, man, you put your whole night and everything into this, and each of these, as far as easy, all y'all are putting everything into that. So that's what is also amazing with what you're doing, Mighty.
Thank you, but I agree with what Izzy was saying. Like, even from the very first weeks, starting to talk about it, I could have this feeling that I could sign off or disappear from the landscape, and it would have still happened. And that's why, pretty much why I stayed, is like, that's gonna happen with or without me. And do I want to be there or not? Yeah, I choose to help. Because of how much I love all the connections I made here and wanted to be part. It's more for the people that I stayed than for the idea in itself, because the idea I can, let someone do it better and don't care, like the mindset I was after the first time I talked about it. I was, yeah, that's a good idea, but probably, I don't know, Coachella is going to do it better than me, so that was not even a possibility in my head. But when I started to realize that even without us, it was still pretty much engaged into the fact that it was, people wanted it to happen, and that the fire spread, and just because I wanted to get more interactions with you all, get to know you, see what I could bring, see what I could learn. All these aspects were the very reason why I finally choose to say, okay, I'm gonna dedicate a little bit of time thinking about it, etc. To the point where, literally this week I kicked off every one of my schedule. I locked the room with two round of the key, and I double locked the room, and that I prepare myself a routine to be able to be up as much as possible during the weekend, and if I have to, or whatever is needed to help.
Yeah. Honestly,
But
I
then
have
I'm
no idea.
I'm going to what?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, after the festival, I'm gonna probably see some friends and family, just because I went to the point where I locked myself to
You didn't see
to
any
make it
friends
happen.
or family for the past 4 months?
Oh yeah, I did, but progressively, like this week, that's what I'm saying is that this very week right now, like to be able to do all the things I wanted to do. I pretty much keeping everyone away.
So you weren't locked away for 4 months straight.
No, sorry if I
That's
didn't
good.
express
No, I'm
myself.
joking.
No. But pretty much because of course I see family and friends, but my situation doesn't allow me to do much things right now, so I kind of choose to stay in my room and work on Web3. So that's why as well I have so much dedication to make things move, because I except taking some walks, there's not much things that I want to get involved with, and so I just simply decided to be okay with the fact that I'm gonna let that pass and work on something else, that please my mind and actually, make me help me doesn't look out the window outside in some regards and find another hope as well for where things are going and participate in it, as well. So I was not locked, but kind of, but not locked as I am this week. Like we are literally kicking everyone out.
Oh yeah.
It is important to find some balance, get the walks in or some kind of other activity. But yeah, I've been feeling the pretty much just constantly on a device for the last couple of weeks has been pretty intense. So I'm looking forward to after this kind of whole NFT NYC thing. Yeah, trying to take like a few days and unwind.
Yeah, that will be good for all of us.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Who, me?
No, I thought you were just referring to me, that I could use a little break.
No, I wasn't.
I think I know a dozen people that could use a good, nice little break.
Yeah, that will. I like what you said. A mandatory 72-hour
Because
rest
Yeah.
after the festival.
the reason I tossed that in, which was, partially joking, partially not, is because there probably will be like a kind of like rush right after it. And instead of just, diving right in, people should take like a hard, like, okay, don't like, I don't think we've like burnt out because it's been so engaging and, definitely challenging and whatnot, but in a interesting way, problem solving and doing creative things. And that's for a lot of us is
a lot
like,
of
that's fun, but it's also stressful. So we've been like working towards this such an amazing goal and like having fun doing it, but it could,
I
could
like what you
just hit
said
that
though.
wall.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're definitely right. The rest is key. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I like to go all in on things like very tunnel vision, and that's kind of like how I like to really flesh out something. But sometimes that's not good. But and that's when I'll do the total opposite though. I'll just disconnect whenever I feel like it. So I do feel the balance will happen whether you want it to or not. It's just natural. It's just gonna occur. But so but, what the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna say, like, I like what you said about how a lot of it was problem solving, and the problem solving aspect of the first one, the second one, a lot of those same problems will be completed in half the time or one-third of the time because we did it the first time, and we also know what was smart and what was dumb about the way that we did it the first time. And, we're just gonna learn we're gonna learn a lot more over the next 3-4 days too. So, I feel that this is just a great opportunity, you know what I mean? It's just a great test run.
Totally.
Even though it is, like, a legit thing, but, like, hey, like, I think we already know that,
But
like,
it's the
the
first
second
of a
time
kind.
around, like, it's just gonna be a lot smoother, a lot better, a lot more things can be more understood, and I think yeah, it's just
You know, I had this
calm.
analogy yesterday, and I was like, yeah, it's the first one, but to what kind of scale are we talking about the first one? And I had this analogy about computers, or Apple computers, where it's as if people would have expected to have the very, very first Apple computer in hand and say, oh, that's not perfect, or, I have the same type of feeling about what's going on here.
Yeah, and really, who better? Like, there has to be a first attempt at
Yeah.
something like this. So who better to attempt that than this ragtag group of freaking cypherpunk meta-knots, Might as well. Like,
Yeah.
And
it seems to
easy,
be working.
I mean, easy with you being in NYC with what's going on with that. Like, there's nothing better like for you to get the information and like, I feel like there's a lot of information that you're about to get from being in that place at that time after this festival, from this festival, and what we did that you could really help this whole thing as far as the future of it.
Well, make me blush. Yeah, I'm hoping that there's going to be some. I mean, the amazing thing, the most amazing thing about this is, I don't think, or for I'm talking about NFT NYC being here. It's not necessarily like all the speakers and stuff at the convention, but the amount of people that at this point in the whole kind of evolution of the community, similarly with MVMF being at this kind of pinnacle when music is starting to get more attention and NFTs and the general mainstream are getting more attention. There might not be another conference quite like this because there's also more smaller ones popping up all over. So there's such a concentration of kind of diehard, creative, passionate NFT crypto people coming to New York that I think that there will be some really cool connections made, and I will definitely be, talking a lot about music on the blockchain, and that's on the panel I'm speaking on. That's basically what we're speaking about, and so that'll be a cool opportunity too to be able to speak with. Actually, Lisa from Async is going to be on that panel as well, talking about Async's programmable music. So that's going to be super cool. But a while back, we were like, what is happening later today, early this morning? And I did remember all of a sudden, I was like, oh yeah, tomorrow's Friday, pass the pen. So we're going to have a page DAO session. And then that reminded me, and I looked at my little book. I know I think the rah is like after that. I forget what was right before the pass the pen. But there's definitely going to be some cool stuff going on tomorrow. Well, through the whole weekend, or kicking off, not tomorrow anymore, today. It's crazy because I jumped on a plane like a little over 24 hours ago, and I think I slept like a couple hours on it, but I'm surprisingly not passed out.
Did you pass out on us right there? You there?
No, but I mean, my brain is maybe getting a little bit like slower.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
My
The
brain's
same.
slow as fuck right now.
But I mean, we passed the 2-hour mark, so maybe we can reasonably wrap this Mighty Mai up and get some rest before getting at it tomorrow, because there's still a little bit of a few things to finish figuring out. And what do you think, unless you have something else we forgot to talk about for this kickoff? Because we might
I'm down. I'm down to wrap it up. I think maybe a good thing to slowly wind us down, maybe for the last 10 minutes, is just maybe we take a look at some of the schedule and we just like talk about what's coming tomorrow, what people can expect. Yeah, what people can look forward to for the weekend, and that type of shit.
Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna talk Pacific time. So we are starting at 3 a.m. tomorrow with Fishbrain that is doing a show called Deep from the Metaverse. for 3 hours. So that's going to be a warm-up followed by Good Morning Metaverse by Fishbrain and Okina, highlighting their 404 venue. And yeah, they're going to talk NFT and UK things, and following up with another show of their own called Proof of Work. And then we get into some artist performances and the page DAO at 9 a.m. We still need to figure out how to double stream these things, but we're gonna figure out. And at 10 a.m. we have Maiworld live, followed up
Oh damn!
by
That early on?
yes, at it's 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And I'll be with you. That's where we plan to talk about your project and your album that we've been working on together since early January, right?
Oh yeah.
And just
It's
a
gonna be
quick
hype.
side note, because it may help. I think we're just gonna do it straight up in here versus trying to do the double stream.
What I mean by double stream is that there's artists we
Wait,
plan
what?
to play the
Oh,
stream
yeah, yeah.
from, and so who is going to stream it, or how do we do? Yeah, because here on my end
Okay.
with the stream direction, I can jump from one to another, but I think these are the artists we need to be streamed by someone from the MVMF.
I think we actually have someone scheduled for 5 a.m. today, but we can just say 6 a.m. because that's when it starts. I think. Let me check that real quick.
We'll see. So after
Uh,
Mai's performances, we are going to have Jonathan Mann.
Oh yeah, we do.
hosted
Yeah, we're
Song
good.
a day, nice.
We got Russell.
At the Hashmask stage, followed up by Kony Digital performances that Mai referenced earlier. Then there's 2 shows coming after that, from Dream Never Die record DAO. That's an interview, and
That
at the
tomorrow?
same yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all I got. I got again. Alright.
And at the same time, there's a live performance of Somnium. So followed up by my own stage that I will run for 1 hour, presenting the artists we're working with here that are getting into Web3. They prepared a little set. Then we're going to have Rara Social doing a live auction and a panel with artists, followed up by 2 things: the NXM stage that will start to run a 4-hour event, and a sound installation that we created over the past 2 months over Cryptovoxels, realized by Pyron. That is a synthesizer. I don't know how to pronounce this right now. Modular synthesis, yeah, that's it. Who is a modular synthesis artist, musical artist, and Max Nova, who is a visual artist working on great displays, over buildings and installations like that. So they both combine work to create a sound installation of our Cryptovoxels, and with the help of M Future and Musashi, we made that sound installation to be available during the whole 3 days of the festival. And we're going to introduce it tomorrow on Clubhouse, and so it will be live on hopefully the Discord and Twitch as well. Then we're following with a pizza party at Rare Pizza Shop, talking about their pizza collection and the project, followed up by Louis C. Rhymes. Is that confirmed? Easy. It's at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, and I believe it will be at the Cypher place.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Following up with the Bullish and Bearish show for 2 hours.
Damn, Friday might be the best day.
That's packed, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, Friday's
Then
Friday's
Ken
a heavy
Mayfield,
hitting day.
and then
If I
there.
missed Friday, I
Oh
would be.
no,
I'd be in
nobody
bed.
wants to. Yeah, nobody wants to miss Friday.
I'd miss Saturday because I'd be so sad that I missed Friday.
So it's following up with Kane Mayfield and 2 stages, the Yoshi Drop stage and the CXC stage, which is a company in the music and blockchain space who organized a stage for us until up to late in the night. And then we are at Saturday, sorry.
Wow. Not even a
Wow.
third. Not even a
Dude,
third of the way
see,
through.
I didn't even know we had Yoshi drops. Like that's how many things are going on. Like there's whole like, I mean, I knew there'd be like some things I don't know about, but I was, just like that. I'm like, oh, dope.
I mean, we don't want to overwhelm you. Maybe we should just pause it there and just say, get prepared.
Yeah. Let that soak in. Marinate a little in those juices.
Yeah, marinate. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a cool day. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I didn't know I put that one. I didn't know I put that
Again,
one.
that's today in like a couple hours, bro.
That's true. What time do I gotta get up? I guess. Probably like, but not till 1. Not till 1. I'm good.
I'm getting up. Yeah, like.
I'm good to go.
So those were Pacific. When we started off, they were dropping some time. So it was like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. I think was the first one over in Somnium, right? And then 9 a.m. if that's Pacific. See, I just got over to the east side, so that's like noon. Sweet, dude.
I love it.
Love it. Gotta love it.
So should we wrap it up there? Everybody can get some needed shut-eye before the official festival blasts off tomorrow in epic proportion with just smasher after smasher and dynamite stage after dynamite stage. So, just plenty to look forward to. You're going to wake up. It's like Christmas kind of, You're going to actually be excited to wake up tomorrow. You might wake up a bit early, So that'll be exciting.
Yes, so I'm fine to wrap it up now as well and get a little pause.
Oh, I love it. Play this clip that Andy sent. It's actually hard. Remember,
What's
Goody
up? It's
Mob
Cool Joe
fucking.
Goody from the Goody Mob, but I'm tapped into the Metaverse Music Festival, shawty. Dirty South, you feel me?
Let's go.
I haven't seen it.
Boom. Boomtown. Dirty
Well,
South.
what's up? It's Cool
in
Joe
the
Goody from the
house.
Goody Mob, but I'm tapped into the Metaverse Music Festival, shawty. Dirty South, you feel me?
That's huge.
Yeah. Mic drop.
Can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's crazy.
Big shout out to Andy.
Yeah, big shout out to Andy.
Oh yeah, we could play that. Just throughout the festival here and there, or something. Little transition.
Yeah.
That's a cool little clip. So yeah, I almost wanted to ask some questions, but then I was like, wait, this isn't a community call. We're actually in the middle of a festival right now. This is it. So all those questions, I guess we're just gonna figure them out on the fly. No, it's gonna be good stuff. It really is. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This is gonna just add to the fun, It's like you said earlier. It's like it's all part of the story, It's good stuff.
It's exciting, and it's interesting how that our like community calls felt like had the festive vibe. We were excited, like it was. It does have a similar. Although this is just even better because it's the festival.
Especially the last weeks where the community calls started to get packed a lot, and especially the last one where you could tell it was like a show, but it was actually us just working, trying to figure out stuff.
I'm just laughing at what Natalie was laughing at me.
But yeah, I might have maybe a blue screen of this. I expect at least one during the weekend with my computer, so bear with me if that happens. but I will try to manage my RAM memory to be able to avoid that as much as I can.
We can always tag team in, and I did drop a message in the the pre-recorded chat. Our wonderful in-house magician has had some trouble trying to get his files over, but I think I may have already figured it out.
Okay. Well, I think that we're good, and definitely want to congratulate everyone that has been part of the contribution of this event and who's there with us awake right now, and the new people listening, curious about what this project is about. So to resume, you're about to, whenever during the weekend you connect to this Twitch stream, there should be some amazing content popping off right there, and some comments and fun, all throughout the weekend. So you can spread this Twitch link all around on social media. We need to spread the word that this Twitch needs to blow over the weekend, and then invite people to jump right in world with us. That's the goal.
Hell yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I'm good to wrap
Let's
it up.
go MVMF. Let's go.
welcome
Let's
to the
go,
MVMF
MVMF. Let's
2021. That's official. We started, and I'm gonna play the anthem. We have two anthems actually. That music was involved into this organization, definitely, as well as visual artists that contributed many assets to help promote and actually create materials, like as well as the wearable designers. But as far as it concerns me, the music was involved as well. And yeah, we had Kyle Lenhout creating a whole song inspired from the festival, and then as we go closer to the launch date, I reminded that in May, actually just before June and July, I made this song that says it's going down in the metaverse, and I shared it a couple of times to a couple of people that finally, it was like a premonition, and it makes total sense now as a kind of an anthem for this. At least for me, it really represents what I'm living through. And yeah, so I'm gonna play it, and maybe we all go to bed after that and enjoy the rest of the festival.
Amazing.
Yeah, so big shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's see us tomorrow. And yeah, MVMF 2021. Let's go. No puns intended. Okay, repull up. Je repull up.
Hey, where are you going? Don't tell me